65th Republic Day of India. India got its freedom after a long and peaceful and non-violent freedom struggle on 15th August 1947. And initially after independence it was being governed by the old laws and rules. And to meet the aspirations of a young nation, our leaders thought and a new constitution was adopted, and it was adopted on the 26th November 1949, and it came on to effect from 26 January 1950, and India became a republic on this day. It is a very momentous day for India, and this day is every year celebrated as Republic Day of India. And we are very lucky that we are in a democracy, vibrant democracy, thriving democracy, and every year it is celebrated. On this today's occasion, I request hereby my Excellency Ambassador of India to kindly come on stage and read the message of President of India. So, please come.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fellow citizens, all people who are living here in Hungary, all lovers of India, and anybody Hungarian also who may have strayed into this function. Most welcome. Welcome to the Indian Embassy. Welcome to this very important, solemn occasion of India's 65th Republic Day, or 64th anniversary of India's Republic Day. Before I start speaking our President's message, I would like to say a couple of things. One, for the first time, the Embassy of India brought out a supplement which has come in a magazine called Diplomacy and Trade, and we have kept some copies of that. While going out of this auditorium, you can pick up a copy each. This is a magazine which is much circulation, and we thank our corporates who are living here, to have assisted us in bringing out this supplement. It's a 6-page supplement giving various features of India. A few days back, we opened an Ayurvedic Information Center. It's called Ayush Information Center, with all traditional medicinal systems information, which we are going to keep right there when you enter our main building on the right side. We have made that as an Ayush Information Center. It is open to all during the times when the embassy will be open. We will run some free consultation also by a naturopath, Dr. Diksha Sharma, who is also here today, every Thursdays from 1 to 3. 1 to 3, she is giving free consultation on to address any of your problems regarding to the body, ailments, whatever, through yoga and naturopathy. She is a professional doctor who has done her degree from India, and she is living here for quite some time. So you can avail of that. Just outside the auditorium, of the day we opened our center, we have kept some sample medicines here, and also in our center we have a whole almirah of sample medicines from India, besides various texts of Ayurveda and other traditional medicines, brochures, posters, and any kind of information you would like to see on Indian traditional medicinal systems are available to you. I would like to first, with all your kind permission, say the first 2 paras of the President's message in Hindi. As we all know, Hindi is our national language. I will read out the first 2 paras in Hindi, and then we will go on to reading the English version of the President's message. Of course, the President himself was reading in English, but I would like to have this kind of a style with your indulgence, if you could kindly. This is the diplomacy and trade, what I just spoke to you about. गणतंत्र दिवस 2014 के अवसर पर भारत के राष्ट्रपति श्री प्रणब मुखर्जी का राष्ट्र के नाम संदेश। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, 65वीं गणतंत्र दिवस की पूर्व संध्या पर मैं भारत और विदेशों में बसे आप सभी को हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। मैं हमारी सशस्त्र सेनाओं, अर्धसैनिक बलों तथा आंतरिक सुरक्षा बलों के सदस्यों को अपनी विशेष बधाई देता हूं। हर एक भारतीय गणतंत्र दिवस का सम्मान करता है। 64 वर्ष पूर्व इसी दिन हम भारत के लोगों ने आदर्श तथा साहस का शानदार प्रदर्शन करते हुए सभी नागरिकों को न्याय, स्वतंत्रता तथा समानता प्रदान करने के लिए स्वयं को एक संप्रभुता संपन्न लोकतांत्रिक गणराज्य सौंपा था। हमने सभी नागरिकों के बीच भाईचारा, व्यक्ति की गरिमा तथा राष्ट्र की एकता को बढ़ावा देने का कार्य अपने हाथ में लिया था। ये आदर्श आधुनिक भारतीय राज्य के पथ प्रदर्शक बने, शांति की ओर तथा दशकों के औपनिवेशिक शासन के गरीबी से निकालकर पुनरुत्थान की दिशा में ले जाने के लिए लोकतंत्र हमारा सबसे मूल्यवान मार्गदर्शक बन गया। हमारे संविधान के व्यापक प्रावधानों से भारत एक सुंदर, जीवंत तथा कभी-कभार शोरगुल युक्त लोकतंत्र के रूप में विकसित हो चुका है। हमारे लिए लोकतंत्र कोई उपहार नहीं है, बल्कि हर एक नागरिक का मौलिक अधिकार है। जो सत्ताधारी है उनके लिए लोकतंत्र एक पवित्र भरोसा है। जो इस भरोसे को तोड़ते हैं वो राष्ट्र का अनादर करते हैं। I shall now continue with the President's message. Some skinnists may scoff at our commitment to democracy, but our democracy has never been betrayed by the people. Its fault lines, where they exist, are the handiwork of those who have made power a gateway to greed. We do feel angry, and rightly so, when we see democratic institutions being weakened by complacency and incompetence. If we hear sometimes an anthem of despair from the street, it is because people feel that a sacred trust is being violated. Fellow citizens, corruption is a cancer that erodes democracy and weakens the foundations of our state. If Indians are enraged, it is because they are witnessing corruption and waste of national resources. If governments do not remove these flaws, voters will remove governments. Equally dangerous is the rise of hypocrisy in public life. Elections do not give any person the license to flirt with illusions. Those who seek the trust of voters must promise only what is possible. Government is not a charity shop. Populist anarchy cannot be a substitute for governance. False promises lead to disillusionment, which gives birth to rage, and that rage has one legitimate target: those in power. This rage will abate only when governments deliver what they were elected to deliver: social and economic progress, not at a snail's pace, but with the speed of a racehorse. The aspirational young Indian will not forgive a betrayal of his or her future. Those in office must eliminate the trust deficit between them and the people. Those in politics should understand that every election comes with a warning sign: perform or perish. I am not a cynic because I know that democracy has this marvelous ability to self-correct. It is the physician that heals itself, and 2014 must become a year of healing after the fractured and contentious politics of the last few years. My fellow citizens, the last decade witnessed the emergence of India as one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The slowdown of our economy in the last 2 years can be some cause for concern, but none for despair. The green shoots of revival are already visible. Agricultural growth in the first half of this year has touched 3.6% and the rural economy is buoyant. 2014 is a precipice moment in our history. We must rediscover that sense of national purpose and patriotism which lifts the nation above and across the abyss and back onto the road of prosperity. Give the young jobs and they will raise the villages and cities to 21st century standards. Give them a chance and you will marvel at the India they can create. This chance will not come if India does not get a stable government. This year, we will witness the 16th general election to our Lok Sabha. A fractured government hostage to whimsical opportunists is always an unhappy eventuality. In 2014, it could be catastrophic. Each one of us is a voter. Each one of us has a deep responsibility. We cannot let India down. It is time for introspection and action. India is not just a geography. It is also a history of ideas, philosophy, intellect, industrial genius, craft, innovation, and experience. The promise of India has sometimes been mislaid by misfortune, at other times by our own complacence and weakness. Destiny has given us another opportunity to recover what we have lost. We will have no one to blame but ourselves if we falter. Fellow citizens, a democratic nation is always involved in argument with itself. This is welcome, for we solve problems through discussions and consent, not force. But healthy differences of opinion must not lead to an unhealthy strife within our polity. Passions are rising over whether we should have smaller states to extend equitable development to all parts of a state. A debate is legitimate, but it should conform to democratic norms. The politics of divide and rule has extracted a heavy price on our subcontinent. If we do not work together, nothing ever will work. India must find its own solutions to its problems. We must be open to all knowledge. To do otherwise would be to condemn our nation to the misery of a stagnant mire. But we should not indulge in the easy option of mindless imitation, for that can lead us to a garden of weeds. India has the intellectual prowess, the human resource, and financial capital to shape a glorious future. We possess a dynamic civil society with an innovative mindset. Our people, whether in villages or cities, share a vibrant, unique consciousness and culture. Our finest assets are human. Fellow citizens, education has been an inseparable part of the Indian experience. I am not talking only of the ancient institutions of excellence like Takshashila or Nalanda, but of an age as recent as the 17th and 18th centuries. Today, our higher education infrastructure consists of over 650 universities and 33,000 colleges. The quality of education has to be the focus of our attention now. We can be world leaders in education if only we discover the will and leadership to take us to that pinnacle. Education is no longer just the privilege of the elite, but a universal right. It is the seed of a nation's destiny. We must usher in an education revolution that becomes a launchpad for the national resurgence. I am being neither immodest nor beating a false drum when I claim that India can become an example to the world, because the human mind flourishes best when it is, as the great sage Rabindranath Tagore said, free from fear. When it has the liberty to roam into spheres unknown in search of wisdom, and when the people have the fundamental right to propose as well as oppose. My fellow citizens, there will be a new government before I speak to you again on the eve of our Independence Day. Who wins the coming election is less important than the fact that whosoever wins must have an undiluted commitment to stability, honesty, and the development of India. Our problems will not disappear overnight. We live in a turbulent part of the world where factors of instability have grown in the recent past. Communal forces and terrorists will still seek to destabilize the harmony of our people and the integrity of our state, but they will never win. Our security and armed forces, backed by the steel of popular support, have proved that they can crush an enemy within. With as much felicity as they guard our frontiers. Mavericks who question the integrity of our armed forces are irresponsible and should find no place in public life. India's true strength lies in her republic, in the courage of our commitment, the sagacity of our constitution, and the patriotism of our people. 1950 saw the birth of our republic. I am sure 2014 will be the year of resurgence. Jai Hind. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. We have also going to distribute copies of both the English and Hindi versions for all of you. Who would like to take the English may kindly take that, and Hindi is also available to all. I always feel that President Pranab Mukherjee writes extremely good speeches, and it's one of his most brilliant speeches he has written ever for the nation, for all of us. And if we ever imbibe even a little part of it, it will be great. Thank you very much. I wish you all a very happy Republic Day once again, and stay with us. We are not finished. We have some songs now by ladies and children, some patriotic songs entering, and then we have some refreshments for you outside. So be with us for some more time, and thank you once again for your presence. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we present before you some patriotic songs. There will be 3 songs, one in Hindi, one in Telugu language, and one in Bengali language. The team that is going to sing the songs comprises of Dr. Rama Yadav, Mrs. Romi Mukhopadhyay, Mrs. Estamani Maji, Mrs. Rajeshwari Nateshan, Mr. Anand Nateshan, Ms. Sharda Nateshan. I request them all to please come on stage and sing the songs. Thank you.
गणतंत्र दिवस की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। अभी आपके सामने देश को समर्पित कुछ गीत प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं। और भारत में बहुत सारी भाषाएं हैं, बहुत सारी भाषाएं होने के बाद भी हम एक हैं। और आज यहाँ कुछ इसी तरह की कोशिश है कि हिंदी देशभक्ति गीतों के साथ साथ हमने जो अपनी और भाषाएं हैं, जैसे दक्षिण की हमारी तेलुगु है और बंगला, जहाँ पर राष्ट्रीयता पूरे ही देश में कूट कूट कर भरी है, लेकिन फिलहाल हम कुछ भाषाओं के गीत आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम, शस्य श्यामलाम मातरम, वंदे मातरम, शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी, फुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी, सुवासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी, सुखदां वरदां मातरं, वन्दे मातरं, सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां, शस्यश्यामलां मातरं, वन्दे मातरं, वन्दे मातरं, वन्दे मातरम्। अनुधान्य पुष्पे भरा আমাদের বসুন্ধরা, তাহার মাঝে আছে দেশে সকল দেশের সেরা, সে যে স্বপ্ন দিয়ে তৈরি সে দেশ, স্মৃতি দিয়ে ঘেরা। এমন দেশটি কোথাও খুঁজে পাবে না গো তুমি, সকল দেশের রানী সে দেশ আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি। চন্দ্র সূর্য গ্রহ তারা কোথায় উজ্জ্বল এমন ধারা, কোথায় এমন খেলে তোরে এমন কালো মেঘে, তারা পাখির ডাকে ঘুমিয়ে পড়ে, পাখির ডাকে জাগে। এমন দেশটি কোথায় খুঁজে পাবে না গো তুমি, সকল দেশের রানী সে দেশ আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি। ভাইয়ের মায়ের এত স্নেহ কোথায় গেলে পাবে কেহ, ও মা তোমার চরণ দুটি বক্ষে আমার ধরি, আমার এই দেশেতে জন্ম যেন এই দেশেতে মরি। এমন দেশটি কোথায় খুঁজে পাবে না গো তুমি, সকল দেশের রানী সে দেশ আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি, সে যে আমার জন্মভূমি। ধনধান্যে পুষ্পে ভরা আমাদের এই বসুন্ধরা, তাহার মাঝে আছে দেশে সকল দেশের সেরা, সে যে স্বপ্ন দিয়ে তৈরি সে দেশ, স্মৃতি দিয়ে ঘেরা। నెలతేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా, భావం భాగ్యం కూర్చుకొని సుఖ జీవనయానం చేయుదమా,
తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా భావం భాగ్యం కూర్చుకొని సుఖ జీవనయానం చేయుదమా తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా సాగరమే తల చుట్టుకొని సురగంగ చీరగా మలచుకొని సాగరమే తల చుట్టుకొని సురగంగ చీరగా మలచుకొని గీతాగానం పాడుకొని గీతాగానం పాడుకొని మన దేవికి ఇవ్వాలి హారతులు తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా గాంగ జటాధర భావనలో హిమశైల శిఖరమే నిలబడగా గాంగ జటాధర భావనలో హిమశైల శిఖరమే నిలబడగా గలగల పారే నదులన్నీ గలగల పారే నదులన్నీ ఒక బృందగానమే చేస్తుంటే తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా ఎందరు వీరుల త్యాగబలం మన నేటి స్వేచ్ఛకే మూలబలం ఎందరు వీరుల త్యాగఫలం మన నేటి స్వేచ్ఛకే మూలబలం వారందరినీ తలచుకొని వారందరినీ తలచుకొని మన మానస వేదిక నిలుపుకొని తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా భావం భాగ్యం కూర్చుకొని సుఖ జీవనయానం చేయుదమా తేనెల తేటల మాటలతో మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా మన దేశమాతనే కొలిచెదమా सिखाता, आपस में बैर रखना मजहब नहीं सिखाता, आपस में बैर रखना। हिंदी है हम, हिंदी है हम, हिंदी है हम, वतन है हिंदुस्ता हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा, हिंदुस्ता हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां सुखी, ये गुलसिता हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा, हिंदुस्ता हमारा, हमारा सारे जहां से अच्छा।
Ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed a very wonderful performance. I request you all to once again give a big applause for the Dr. Ramayata. We practiced a lot for the last about 3-4 weeks for this event. Wonderful performance once again. Congratulations. Now I want to take this opportunity and thank you all very sincerely for coming for this occasion, momentous occasion. We have organized very small, light refreshments. I request you all to please partake the same. Thank you very much. Thanks once again for coming.